Good morning, good morning, good morning. And another round. Good morning, good morning, good morning. To all of you who are waking up, good morning, good evening. All depends on when you're waking up. How about Rhodey? So where do we find ourselves today? Where there's a lot of people finding themselves today, whether it be in physical form or not. There's a lot of people who are fighting for survival. And in fighting the battle for survival, unless you're really willing to fight those demons at any cost, and any cost is, jails, institutions, and death. When you're fighting some of those demons, the distilled spirits that we ingest and don't understand the personality change that happens, that takes over our mind-body actions when we ingest too many spirits. And what kind of spirits are you ingesting? Are you ingesting distilled or holy? The light or the dark? And where do you end up? What do you do when you ingest in those spirits? Do they take over, or do you control your own destiny? That's the question that you have to ask yourself. Where is the path that you're on taking you? Yeah, we are spiritual beings having human experience, and we know that we will eventually, I don't know, you going underground, or you going on top of the ground? You going in water when they throw your ashes? Where are you going when it's time to go? Yeah, there goes Thomas. I remembered I wanted to get my steel tongue drum out. I haven't played it very much. And, it's always nice. It's like, why do they have those church bells that ring before a church service? Do you know why? Let's chase away those evil road spirits. Let's chase away the dark. Let's chase away all the evil doers that are out there. Because every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. And that's what we have to do. We have to start walking with the light. Because there's a lot of darkness right now in the world today. And it's challenging. It's challenging for everyone. Making sure that my sound is totally up, and hopefully it's recording that you can hear me. I've had quite a few people saying that, hey, they really can't hear. And what I would suggest is putting in headphones to hear better, because I got one of those cheap smart-ass phones, and that's what I'm recording on, and it doesn't always record the best. And Thomas is out there checking it out. There's a lot of interesting old cemeteries. Old cemeteries have always drawn me. I don't get scared like some do. I find peace, actually, in cemeteries. And I'm looking right here at this one. I know that it's a little bit more on the older side, but those little toys have been there, those little toy cars have been there for a while. Same as the flowers. Do you go and visit your deceased ones, your loved ones' graves, and put flowers on them? Do you go and sit by a site and speak to your loved ones and know that they do answer you? They do hear you? They are with you to strengthen you? I just noticed. Sounds much better, doesn't it? I just noticed that there was one of the finger cymbals, rubbers, to play the steel tongue drum on my stick with my other, and it was distorting the sound. Nice, calm, peaceful. And that's what we need to do. We have to find our nice, calm, peaceful place wherever we can find it, no matter the chaos that goes around, all around, swirls around, that up and down merry-go-round that we call life, and the challenges that it brings us. How do you ride your roller coaster? Do you buckle your seatbelt? Do you hang on for dear life? Or do you throw up your hands and say, woo! Dang, what a ride that was. I like to throw up my hands when I'm riding a roller coaster. I'm hearing the girls, you're hearing the girls. Sounds like they just saw Thomas out there. Oh, I hear Thomas. You hear Thomas? He's gonna soon jump back up. As I was saying, there's Thomas. He was out exploring the cemetery, seeing if he knew of anyone, but he didn't. He didn't know of anyone, so he jumped back in. Now he's hanging out. What can I say? Cats come, cats go. They make up a mind of their own. It's kind of like our free will, you know? We have a free will and we can come or go as we please. At least some of us can come and go as we please, because not all of us can, you know? And it's like, what kind of prison, what kind of self-imposed prison have you put yourself in? And self-imposed doesn't always mean that you have a choice in where you're going, because that self will run riot. What was I saying about jails, institutions? And death is kind of like no return. No return in human form in this life and time. Maybe in the next you want to come back and try it again. You know, being a spiritual being is very difficult living in human form. And that's a lot of the yin and the yang. You know, being spiritual being, we are made of pure love. But it's what we are taught in our surroundings after our birth that have a lot to do with our human experience. And if we don't remember how we are supposed to, what we are supposed to, what our lesson is, what we came to do in this life, we kind of live without purpose, don't we? We're just like that cat ambling, looking for a new adventure, looking for some excitement, looking for a cool place to lay down on a hot day. How do you choose to use your willpower when it is challenging, when life is challenging? How soon are you ready to just give up and go to a final resting place? How much weight can you carry on your back? How much agony can you keep in your mind before it breaks down, before you can't go anymore? Load one more thought, one more problem. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger. So don't give up before the miracle happens. It just might mean that you're supposed to do great things. And if you aren't trimmed and pruned in the process, well, does that mean that you're gonna grow up straight and tall and narrow? Or does it mean that you're going to branch out into your fullest capacity in whatever way possible? And that is our free will. That is our choice. We have to choose. We have to decide. Unless, of course, your self-will-run riot has already decided that you have no choice in what you do anymore, at least for a period of time that the courts deem you need to sit down and be still and look over your past and understand why you got to where you got. But if you don't know what you don't know until you're taught, and nobody's taught you, well, then how do you? How do you survive? How do you live? Because wherever you go, there you are. And there's always buzzards who are looking for that dead soul to feast upon. Those dark, evil entities that circle, looking for the downtrodden prey, waiting for it to pass away before they come down and feast upon it. Unlike the eagles and the hawks and the osprey that soar, who choose to attack and eat the living so that they may live? Are you a scavenger who survives on dead? Or do you mount up on wings of the mighty so that you too may soar to live your purpose, even if it is just to bring food back for your family? That might be just your purpose in life, because the food that you bring back to feed and nourish your family, to help the children grow into their own self-will. Do you educate them? What do you educate them on? Do you let them know that they are worthy, that they are wanted, that they are loved, that they know it? Do you speak it? And if you speak it, how do you speak it? How do you express it? Oh, they know it. No, if you do not say, if you do not express it, they do not know for sure. You need to express your love. Yes, you do want to show it, because words don't mean as much as actions. I mean, words without form, without that action, you can talk and talk and talk and talk, but you have to learn to walk your walk. You have to learn to walk your talk. And sometimes talk is cheap. So listen to others and what they say, but watch what they do. If someone wants to give you advice, are they practicing that advice themselves? Or are the words just wasted energy upon their tongue of things that they would like to do, but their self-will runs riot in their life, and they don't do anything other than speak about what their plans are? They can plan to do things their whole life and never do one of them. What do you do with your hopes and dreams? Do you plan and then execute to achieve those dreams? Or do those dreams just give you reason to give up because you think that you could manifest with no work related to that faith the size of a mustard seed and moving a mountain just by faith alone and expecting someone else to move that mountain for you? No. Faith the size of a mustard seed will move a mountain, but you have to bring the shovel. You have to be the one to use your self-will to build the empire that you dream, that you want to create, that you are not going to count on others to create for you and wait for others to create for you, because you might end up in a final resting spot before they do that. And then who do you have to blame? Who would you blame if we can't take responsibility for our own actions? Who would you blame? Yeah, we can always blame our parents for our happiness or unhappiness, whichever you choose, because we choose our happiness or unhappiness. Sometimes our parents don't know what they don't know either. So how do you expect them to be perfect when they don't know? If they're doing the best that they can with what they have and not knowing a life other than, how can you expect them to teach you something that they do not know? Forgive them for not being perfect, because life is not about perfection. Life is about progress. Life is about identifying problems and finding solutions, even if it is just saying no to that first drink, to that first drug that takes you back, that allows the evil to control you. There are too many evil doers in the world. You don't need to self-impose, to self-medicate. You know? Guilt, remorse, self-pity. We all have it at some time or another. We all look back in our past and wish we could have, would have, should have done things differently in order for a different outcome. But it is what it is. And some of you know that I have 3 chihuahuas and a cat named Thomas. Thomas and the girls. A year ago, I had 4 dogs and a cat named Thomas. My precious Bella May was the mother of my 3 dogs. And I had to put her down. And it was horrible. So any of you who've ever had to put a dog down, hopefully it would be grateful to know that they have lived a long, full life prior to having to put them down, and not because of another circumstance that prevents the life from proceeding. Like the choice that I had to make to put my dog down. And y'all know that I try to rationalize and put together, where's that good? Where's that good? Where's the good? And what could I, should I, would I have done differently if I had all of my mental capacity and I wasn't suffering from a flashback of post-traumatic stress and been in the state of mind with the people that I was surrounded by and the negative energy that was sucking me dry. It was a horrible, horrible experience. But I can look back. It's been almost a year, and someone pointed this out to me. I had said about when she passed, they had made a paw print with the Rainbow Bridge poem. And I had shown it to someone. And she had said about the rainbow that was circling the sun. Well, it was a half a rainbow because the rainbow was pointed up and it was around the sun. And that was Bella let me know that she made it. She was good. She was waiting. But it was just recently that someone pointed out to me the date that Bella had passed. 'Cause it's coming up on almost a year. And yeah, it still brings a tear. But like I say, I like to look at the good. Where's the good? Where did where's that confirmation that I did what I should have done when I did it to make me feel better? Even though I beat myself up over woulda, coulda, shoulda. This girl pointed out she has a court date on May 4th. And then she reminded me, May the 4th be with you. And that was like the third confirmation that I did what I should have done, even though I really didn't want to do it. Even though I had a feeling that she would not live to old age. It still sucks. It still sucks when you have to put an animal down or you have to say goodbye to a loved one because you know that their time has come. But remember, they are only gone in our physical world. They are still with us in our spiritual world. We feel, we hear, we know. And if you have to go beside a cemetery to feel close to, then do it. And just remember that force is always with us in some form, because energy is not destroyed. Energy is transmuted to a different form. So even though they have passed, and even though you are reminded constantly because one of her daughters has her bark, another her personality, another has her ways, another's taken over the queen role, it's still not the same. And it still reminds you every day of a precious that is not in your life. And those that are precious who are still in your life, to be reminded how precious they are, and not to take them for granted, to let them know that you love them while you have a chance to let them know that you love them. Right, Thomas? Say, we love you, Thomas. Yeah, Thomas is getting his summer coat. He's so happy to get his winter coat off. Aren't you, Thomas? Huh? Well, now that I can feel that I need to. Hey, John, good to see you. I was just thinking about you today. It's interesting how people pop into your life. Some for a season, some for a reason, and some for a lifetime. So, I hope you have a great day. Just remember, wherever you go, there you are, and only you have the power to change you. Because people can occupy you and put you in a place where you don't want to go and you don't want to be. Did you see the amazing lightning strike in New York yesterday? No, as a matter of fact, John, I didn't. I was told about a bunch of different earth changes that had gone on yesterday, and I did not check them out yet. I didn't check news on what was going on in the world today. I was up, had to go and speak with someone who's struggling with the evil forces out there. And yeah, he was doing with the Sunday morning coming down. And that's why I do a Sunday morning come on up. Because it sucks Sunday morning coming down when you have allowed your self-will to run riot and those evil demons to take over your personality, and you do things that you would not do if you were sober. So, yeah. I'm gonna go and check that out, John. And thanks for coming and checking out my Come On Up Sunday service. And I will talk to you all next week on Sunday. Who knows where I'm gonna be? I haven't decided yet either. And that decision hasn't been decided yet. By my Creator, whom I choose to call my God of good orderly direction, who guides me, a loving, forgiving God, not a damning and judgmental God of my youth. It's interesting how when we learn, we can have choices in our lives, that sometimes we see the good and the bad on both sides of things. Not that my childhood was bad in the teachings of the Christian faith. I just think that it was bad that they taught me that I was better than being a Christian. So, that does lend prejudice in what's going on in today's world. Because we are all created equal. And the sooner that we understand that, and the sooner that we forgive others for not being as perfect as we are, because we know we're not. We're not perfect, so why do we hold others to a perfect standard? No. We are progress. We are progress in the making to perfection, back to our spiritual forms. But perfection in human form? Well, dang. I mean, yeah, you could say it's a perfect life. You can say it's a perfect life. And you can die with a satisfied mind, with a smile on your face. If you say, yeah, I got me a perfect life. And you're grateful for what you have. So, may the 4th be with you guys, because I know that Bella's always with me too. So, see you, love you, bye. Until we meet again. Alright. End.